Hello everyone, welcome to Sport Champ Live Rock Show. I am Bhushan Thakur, founder and editor-in-chief of Sport Champ, a sports education magazine, and your host for today's show. We are happy to start an exclusive series on Indian sports schools where I'll be having the privilege and honor to interact with top educationists of India who are promoting sports at the grassroots level, their vision, methods, uniqueness, which are inspiring many, and we are hopeful that this exclusive series on Indian sports school will guide and inspire many educational institutions across India to know the ways and methods applied to promote sports at school level. Today we have a very special guest with us, Mrs. Gita Jagannathan. Mrs. Gita ma'am is the founder of APL Global School, Chennai. She is a voracious reader and connoisseur of fine art, music, and humorous tales. APL Global School is the outcome of her research for an inclusive and nurturing space. She has secured a diploma in teaching from Cambridge University and a certification from Harvard University on pedagogy and differentiation in teaching. Geeta ma'am is a Reiki Grandmaster, a hypnotherapist, and a student of yoga. Her spiritual sensibilities, in combination with her skills in psychology and counseling, alchemically contributed to the birth of APL School as an institution to experience personalized learning for all stakeholders. Equipped with a PG certificate in Spatial and Inclusive Education from the University of Brompton, London, Geeta has developed inclusive education services in APL Global School on par with international standards. Geeta Madam was honored with the Leadership Award under the category of Women's Empowerment Entrepreneur 2019. She has been a champion of inclusive education, and under her leadership, the school has provided learning experiences under the Cambridge as well as the National Indian Open Schooling boards for over a decade. She is also associated with Ramanayam Sanskara School, a matriculation school for children from economically challenged backgrounds. Thank you so much, Geeta ma'am, and thank you for accepting my invitation.
It's a pleasure for me. I love the work you're doing, and it's unique what you're doing in India now. And I wish you a great success going forward.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, we start our show with a small challenge question. So I'll ask you one question, which is if you have a body of a human and head of an animal, which animal would you pick and why?
A dolphin, because dolphins are very intelligent beings, and they're also mischievous. I like that.
Okay, fantastic. And ma'am, if I reverse this question, if you have a head of a human and body of an animal,
A cheetah, because cheetah is
okay,
so strong and agile, and especially in the context of sports, a cheetah's body would be fantastic to have.
fantastically put. What do you think about this Sport Champ platform and this exclusive series which you have started on Indian Sports School?
I think it's a wonderful initiative, and I'm really in awe of what you've started out to do because it's so necessary in this country where sports has always been relegated to second class status. So I really admire what you're doing, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, tell us about your connection with sports. Did you play any sports or liking towards any sport?
Oh, yes, I was quite interested in sports as a school and college student. And even when I was working with HSBC, I continued playing for some time. My interests were in basketball, table tennis, badminton, and swimming. And what I
Wow,
love to watch is gymnastics and tennis. I'm a great fan of both those sports.
fantastic, ma'am. What, according to you, are the fundamental benefit of sports to any child, and why someone should play sports?
First of all, sports keeps you healthy and fit, and by healthy I mean and that in a holistic sense. It also keeps you mentally and emotionally healthy. And
Correct.
nowadays in education, there's so much talk of the 21st century skills. Being part of a team sport allows you to hone all those skills in a playful manner.
Correct.
There's no stress involved. There's so much collaboration, there's so much teamwork, there's so much critical thinking and strategizing involved in playing a sport. So I
Correct.
think playing a sport is something that's very essential for not just every child but every adult. I think all of us would be healthier beings if we continued sports into adulthood as well.
Correct. And as far as even the sport full form also teaches a lot, which is sincerity, punctuality, obedience, respect, truth. So this is what the sport teaches every person
Yeah,
who chooses any sport.
yeah.
Ma'am, schools plays a very important role in shaping a child's life, and sports plays a very integral role in the same. So, what role you and your institution has designed to promote sports among every child in your school, which can guide many educational institutions across India?
See, we have a very robust sports department with sporting individuals who've been professional players themselves and who've done their MP in sports. Our timetable is structured in such a way that right up to grade 12, there are sports opportunities for children. Up to grade 10, it's 5 days a week. For grade 11 and 12, it's 4 days a week. So we do not believe in saturating a child's mind with just curricular courses.
Correct.
And we have infrastructure for playing volleyball, basketball, cricket nets, we have, and
Okay.
TT, badminton. Kho is played by many of our children. And children get these, the 5 days of the week, they get time to choose their baskets and specialize in any sport. And then they can switch over once in 6 months. So they get wide exposure to all the sports and
Correct.
immense time as well to play the sports. We also have after school facilities. In the
Okay.
after school, our coaches are teaching badminton, archery is involved,
Okay.
football, badminton, and TT. So,
Quite a few, I guess. Quite a lot of sports are happening in your sport in your
yeah,
school, I
and
guess.
see, we have many students who have gone professional in sports, and our
Correct.
timetable is designed in such a way to allow them the freedom to go for their out of city tournaments, to do their
Correct.
training and then come to school 1 hour late. Teachers ensure that they catch up with their academics. When we started the
Correct.
school, all the sporting individuals were doing the NIOS and they would get no
Correct.
support with their academics. It was entirely up to them to study and to pass their board exams. We had this in mind when we started school, and we offered this flexible timing to students so that they could attend their sports practices and excel in academics as well. And many
Yeah.
of them have excelled.
Correct. And we'll hear from one of our student also, a short
Mm,
video from Tiasha,
mm,
one of your equestrian players.
yeah.
Hi, my name is Tiasha Vatal. I'm a student of APL Global School currently pursuing my A levels. I'm a national level equestrian and have competed in international events as well. I moved to APL in the 7th grade so that I would be able to train, compete, and be much more involved in my sport. Being a student of the school for 6 academic years, I would love to mention how supportive the school, as well as all my teachers and mentors, have been throughout my journey. Years prior to the pandemic as well, I would receive all my notes, assignments, and homework online while I was traveling for competitions, and I would also have the amazing benefit of being able to clear any of my doubts at any given point in time. The personalized learning and the flexibility that the school provides is second to none, and the support that the school gives every single student who is pursuing an extracurricular is absolutely motivating. I would love to thank every single teacher and member of staff who have personally supported me throughout my journey, without which my success would not be what it is today.
It's so amazing, ma'am. I think because without a school support, the players who want to excel to the next level, it's actually next to impossible.
Yeah. And see, the boards we work with, Cambridge and NIOS, they both have physical education as a curricular course. So there
Correct.
are many students who take up physical education as a curricular course. And in fact, one of our students is uh, got the national topper in physical education in Cambridge.
Correct. As per recent announcement by our Prime Minister, where he has announced sports to be a part of mainstream in all schools of India, do you think this is bringing change in the school educational field?
I can only hope it is so. I'm not yet seeing that change because
Okay,
sports is not seen as a life supporting career as such, and the
correct.
amount of competition and the politics involved in getting into a sporting career is still a deterrent to people taking up sports. But I'm hoping that the prime minister's push towards sports will help others see the importance of it.
Okay. Ma'am, what according to you are the problem faced during promoting sports among the students, and what is the lacuna of many not pursuing sports as a career?
See, I can't think of any challenges as such because our students and our entire faculty is geared towards the holistic development of a child. So
Okay,
our students take to sports just very naturally. In fact, it's our boast that in our school there's not a single obese student because
okay,
all of them are playing 5 days a week and after school also. Mm. So
okay.
I don't perceive a challenge as such. Um, what was the second part of your question?
What is the lacuna of many not pursuing sports as a career?
As I said, it's because it's not perceived as a career in which you can make enough to live a normal life.
Okay.
It's still seen as very challenging, and only somebody who has the financial backing goes in for sports. From the
There's a
middle
career.
class and other upper middle class sections, parents prefer to
Correct,
have children take up an education that will provide their livelihood.
correct.
So sports
That career
naturally takes a
awareness,
backseat.
career awareness is more important at that
Yeah.
level, which is there are hundreds of careers available, but the lacuna is that many of them are not aware about
Yes. That's where you come in.
it. Yeah, ma'am. Ma'am, parents plays a very important role in taking many decisions for their child. So, what synergy you or your institution plan to make them a part of the team, or what you suggest should be done on the same?
I think having sports awareness done by people like you would help parents see that there is benefit to their child taking up sports as a career.
Correct.
Amongst our career counseling team, we do have people who are, uh, counseling on sports, but it's not as specific as what you would do. So there
Correct.
are ex-students who've done sports management, and there's one student who's become a fitness trainer as well.
Okay.
So I think parents just need to get more awareness and get to know that it is safe to let them pursue a career in sports.
Many schools in India have amazing infrastructure in selected sports and not in all sports. So, if they adopt those sports in which they have state or national level infrastructure and start nurturing players in that sport by conducting talent hunt camps, workshops, coaching camps, high performance training, and structured training program with a reputed coach, which will eventually help to develop national international player from that sport. What do you think on this thing?
I think it's a wonderful idea. It's something we are half there with. We do have summer
Correct.
camps and where intense training is given, but we are yet to go the whole hog that you've mentioned. But I think
Okay.
it's a wonderful idea and it's the best way to put the infrastructure to use.
Correct, ma'am. As there are report card in studies, what do you think of having a report card system in sports where percentages are given on various verticals like physical, technical, mental, sports performance, teamwork, and be evaluated every 6 months?
We do have a report card. We have a page on sports and physical fitness, and the
Okay,
children are periodically measured on their vitals, and that's put in the report
okay,
card. And as I said, they get baskets that they choose a sport from. So they are assessed on that, on their enthusiasm and their skill level. And there's a comment put on what more they can do. In fact, I
Okay.
remember when you asked the question about parents, I remember my sports teacher coming up to me and saying that in all the years of doing the report card, he's had only one parent walk up to him and say that your remark says he needs to improve his posture. What should I be doing to improve his posture? So, if parents took that report card more seriously, I think it would
Correct.
benefit their children a lot.
Correct. Ma'am, what system schools follow to upgrade their sports HODs on their skills and knowledge, and how it has been evaluated? Because many times it is seen that the PT teacher or the sports HOD do not get upgraded in their own field. So, what do you suggest on the same, or what you follow?
We don't have anything for upgrading as such, though we've been looking for something and have found nothing. Now I found you. I think you'll be able to guide us on what our sports teachers can do to upgrade their
Correct.
skills and their knowledge. I think it's very necessary, as it is necessary in every other course. All our teachers get very intensive in house training, and
Correct.
we would love to extend that to our sports teachers. Unfortunately, I've not heard of any courses here in India that our school teachers can go to.
There are many courses, ma'am, because sports is something which is called a dynamic field, and every time there
Mm,
is a lot of new things keeps on coming, and
yeah.
you need to be updated so that you can transfer the same to the students.
Our teachers are very involved with their sports, so personally they do keep themselves updated. But as an institution, we've not been offering them much.
Ma'am, many schools in India, as you also have rightly mentioned, that there are a lot of infrastructure available. So many schools in India having a facility of a mini sports club. Generally, schools get over at 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and sports training generally starts at 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So if school starts renting their sporting facilities on a school timing to various top sports academies, so it can become a win-win situation for all schools, sports, academies, students, as well as for parents too. What do you think on the same?
We've been doing this. We tied up with a football club and with the cricketing club, which is actually run by Ashwin Ravichandran. So
Okay,
we have been in the process of letting our facilities be used by top-notch coaches. We have to go further on the other sports for which we have facilities. This is only football and cricket for which we have tie-ups.
correct.
But I think it's a
Okay,
good idea for every school to pursue this, because so much of investment is there in the equipment and the infrastructure. It should be put to use.
correct, correct. And it's a win-win situation for almost
Yeah.
all the people.
Yes.
Ma'am, next question is very important, which is in studies, the journey is very clear to students and parents, but there is very less clarity on sport journey at a grassroots or school level. So, what type of sports counseling you feel are required at school level, which will provide clarity on sport journey and playing the sports for a longer period of a time? Currently, as per our analysis, there is a lack of sports counselors in schools in India who can guide students and parents in the journey of sports.
Very true. It's very true that even in our school, we don't have sports counseling as a separate wing. We do have
Correct,
counselors who support children with their motivation and whatever mental health issues they may have, but we don't have
correct,
a sports counselor as such. And our students have been going personally to sports counselors, but we'd love to have that facility in house. I think it's
fantastic,
very
ma'am.
important. And
Yes,
a general sports counseling would be enough till about age of 12 or something, but when they choose their particular sport, it would make more
correct.
sense for them to be going to individuals who are experts in that field and who can guide their journey.
Correct. Like it's very important to when to choose which sports. Are you right for the sport or not? What are the careers available in sports? How to get into the national and international level? So all these synergies which comes a sports counselor can provide. So,
Mm.
ma'am, con- considering the pandemic, what solutions your institution has brought to promote sports at school level and also keeping the child physically and mentally fit at this period of last 2 years?
See, we've not been having any sports as such because they're not allowed to be physically there in a gathering. But our
correct,
online classes have included a sports class in which the teachers over video do stretches and do exercises with the students. So the students are encouraged to keep up their physical fitness levels in that way.
correct. Ma'am, those sports persons who are currently playing at district, state, or national level are being supported by the school. And what are the support these sports persons are expecting from schools? And what extra step your school take to support them?
See, what they're expecting from school is mainly that we support their academic journey while making way and giving them time to pursue their sports. And for
Correct,
that, as we said earlier, we have a flexible timetable. We have extra support provided to the sports person. When they come back from their tournaments, they are able to spend extra time with their teachers, getting their doubts clarified. We even
correct,
rework the exam schedule. All internal exams are reworked to the sports person's convenience. So they are able
correct,
to pursue their academics with just as much rigor as they're pursuing their sports.
correct. Let me hear out one of the your school student also, Master Dhananjay.
Hello, my name is Dhananjay Athreya and I play tennis competitively. I've enjoyed my time at APL Global and thank the management for all their support. My gratitude to all my teachers who have helped me cover portions and retake tests that I'd missed while traveling for tournaments. The flexible hours option of me attending classes has also helped me greatly and and allowed me to find a balance between tennis and academics. My sincere thanks to the school.
He's
Super
one of the
working going
toppers.
on. Yes. Ma'am, what is the total percentage of girls participating in sports in comparison to boys? You must have seen that in Olympics, many maximum medals are won by the girls. But when we see the district participation or the grassroots participation, the girls' participation is very low compared to boys. So, what is the case in your school, and how do you see the same?
In our school, we don't find the girls participating less
Okay,
because of the environment of the school being what it is. Gender equality comes naturally. It's also the social strata from which our children come. They are more aware of these issues. And so
okay,
there is equal participation. Of course, when it comes to competitive sports, as you saw, Tiyasha is there. There are several girls. There's a swimmer. There are two swimmers, in fact. So there's been equal participation between girls and boys in our school, particularly. But I agree
okay,
that overall girls' participation needs a boost.
correct, ma'am. Ma'am, here we start our rapid fire round. So, I'll have 10 questions for you, and you just
Hmm.
have to instantly tell me in a word or a sentence, whatever you feel like. So
Okay.
I hope you are ready.
I don't know if I'm ready, but go ahead. It sounds a bit daunting, but I'm up for the
Ma'am,
challenge.
super ma'am. Uh, a moment which you cherish in your life.
Uh, there was this time when in college, our college did not have a basketball field. We'd go to YMCA, which was walking distance, and the coach would throw the ball at me suddenly and say, Geeta's going to shoot now. And I would shoot.
Okay,
And I didn't know I was capable of it because I'd always played
okay,
defense.
okay. So that is the moment you cherish.
Yeah.
Ma'am, a moment which you cherish while training students.
Well, I have only gone and taught English in the classroom, and
Okay,
I can't mention a single moment because every class was brilliantly exciting for me. The children
okay,
connected to me beautifully, and it was lovely the way we interacted with each other.
okay. Ma'am, what was the worst thing you ever did as a kid and got away with it?
The worst thing I did as a kid was when I was in grade 3, believe it or not, and I bunked school. This was done under the leadership of my elder sister, and we bunked
Okay,
school, and we used to travel 32 miles to school. We crossed the
okay,
Rehan Dam to go into school. So we went to the Lakeview Park over the Rehan Dam and played the entire day. And
Okay.
we got away with it because all teachers would feel sympathy for us for coming out so far. And my parents were very liberal. So when
Okay.
they heard of it, there wasn't any serious punishment because they didn't believe in punishment. My father made a half-hearted attempt to reprimand us, and then we all collapsed laughing with each other.
Super, ma'am. Super incident. Ma'am, one thing world does not know about you, or the near and dear ones. One thing.
I think almost no one knows that I feel that if I were to have a rebirth, I'd like to come back as a musician.
Oh, oh, okay.
Music is a
Ma'am,
hidden passion.
okay. Fantastic. Best advice you have ever received.
Mm, is to be honest, is to be completely honest. This I received from my elder sister. And
Correct.
she was fearless and courageous in how honest she was. She would do a lot of things that were against the norms, but she would always speak about it openly. And I have followed in her footsteps.
Super. One food you love the most.
That's a tough one because I'm not much of a foodie, but I love dhoklas.
Okay. One thing you would like to change about yourself.
My self doubt.
Okay.
I do
What?
suffer from a lot of self doubt when it comes to publicly writing out my thoughts, for instance.
Okay. What you miss the most.
I miss being able to climb mountains. I spent my childhood
Wow.
in hilly places, so we would go out into the hills every Sunday. And we would be doing this in our Hawaii chappals, no protective gear, no nothing. I miss
Wow.
that a lot.
One person you admire the most.
That's a tough one again because there's so many. Uh, I
Can you
love
pick
Maya
one person?
Angelou,
Okay.
the Black American writer and poet. Mm,
Correct.
She's someone I really admire.
And my
And
last question
amongst
is
the
this.
living people, I think it's Chimamanda Adichie, again a novelist from Nigeria
Correct.
who's now American. Yeah.
Correct. And my last question to you is, ma'am, describe yourself in 3 words, if you can.
Honest, loving, nurturing.
Wow. Ma'am, before we log off, what you would like to address to all educationists of India, which will help them to promote sports at school level?
It might sound a little contradictory, but I would say don't promote competition as a way of motivation.
Correct.
You allow your child to be themselves when you allow them the freedom to explore without fear of reprisal because they've not passed or they've not excelled at something. You cannot excel at something till you've tried it out and you've failed a couple of times. So I would say give your children the freedom to be themselves by putting them in a non competitive environment, in an open environment where they can explore freely.
Precisely, ma'am. I believe
In
that's
APL,
the
we
most
don't have ranks and children only go by self comparison. All we're looking at is are you going up from where you were yesterday?
correct. Keep progressing further. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for taking out time and agree to share your vision, mission, and methods of promoting sports and sports person at your school, which will definitely guide many educationists across India. Thank you once again, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a real pleasure and honor.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear viewers, we will keep on bringing such insightful episodes on Indian Sports School, which will guide many educationists across India and eventually help in promoting sports and sports person at the grassroots level. Thank you so much.